recent days, President Donald Trump has dramatically escalated U.S. pressure on Nigeria, declaring that if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians on its territory, the United States will immediately cut off all aid and may very well go into that now disgraced country. Guns are blazing to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible activities. Mr. Trump further instructed the U.S. Department of War to prepare for possible military action while redesignating Nigeria as a country of particular concern over alleged religious freedom violations. Meanwhile, Nigeria's government under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has forcefully rejected the characterization of the violence as a targeted Christian genocide. Federal spokespeople stressed that the country is constitutionally committed to protecting citizens of all faiths, pointing out that attacks affect both Christians and Muslims, but the question is by whom? And are rooted in a complex blend of insurgency, communal conflict, and resource-based violence. Now, this is what we're discussing this morning on Morning Pulse, the pulse of Nigerian politics, and I welcome you to the show officially. Joining me in the studio, I have with me Mr. Daniel Sacramento and Ifoma Oji. Good morning, how are we all doing?
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Oh, good.
Living.
Some people are saying on X, oh, my first war, I'm shy. I don't know how you're preparing because it seems to be a different atmosphere this morning.
I'm not in Nigeria, though.
Yes, like I said, I'm not Nigerian. Anyway.
No, I'm not in Nigeria.
Me, I'm not Nigerian. As I said, I'm not Nigerian. Anyway, we're going straight to the topic for today, the possible U.S. intervention in Nigeria as regards the Christian genocide, allegedly the Christian genocide going on. Because if you call it a Christian genocide, lots of people are going to have a problem within Nigeria, but outside they call it the Christian genocide. But first, let's start with a video that Donald Trump made in an Air Force and the discussion that has led after that. But let's take a quick look at that particular video before we come back.
They're killing record numbers of Christians in Nigeria. And they have other countries very bad also. You know that part of the world very bad. They're killing the Christians and killing them in very large numbers. We're not going to allow that to happen.
All right. Now, that particular video is Donald Trump reiterating his stance on the guns are blazing, coming down to Nigeria to take matters into their hands, and the Nigerian government will continue to turn deaf ears to the many deaths of Christians. Now, according to Donald Trump, he's saying that the killings of Christians in northern Nigeria is more than it has happened in any other nation and any other country. Now, we're going to take another look at Randy Peters, that is Peter of Nigeria, making a commentary on what is going on. And when we're back, we'll take some comments before taking the opinion of us in the studio.
Master strategist President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Mr. President, master strategist APC people. Time for strategy don't reach you. Now when I go really need strategy because the music where President Donald Trump they play for you, so you will need strategy to fix this problem. And this will not be strategy to convert all politicians or governors to APC or how to turn the country to one party state or turn National Assembly to APC town hall. No, it is strategy on how to protect the lives of Nigerians and guarantee security. Nigerians people no panic whether they say US get ulterior motive or whatever motive. Is it not a shame say for you to fix insecurity in your country you need another person to remind you? Now the blood of innocent Nigerians, as President Jonathan talk, the bloods that are sharing now in the cry. So it hit of this insecurity when it happened under President Jonathan. What was your message, President Tinubu? The slaughtering of Christians is not acceptable. So now why do you have problem with calling Christian genocide? Nobody will not talk. I'm even under President Jonathan. You politicize the issue of insecurity because people wanted the then President Jonathan to leave. All the time we can't the then can President Ayo Risheja for he go UN. He talk say Christians should defend themselves. Now even pastors been they talk. Why should he say so? Today CAN and PFN nobody they hear their voice again. No. Buhari come for 8 years. What did you people say under with the issues of insecurity? What happened with insecurity? An entire region, southern Kaduna, was almost wiped out of the map. What do you do about that? You said that there is no Christian genocide. Yes, Muslims have been killed, Christians have been killed. The important question first is who they kill people. What is causing the killing? When there was hit of say Fulani militia and herdsmen, they kill people and all that, what was President Buhari response? They say, may they create Ruga, may they do this. And then you come up with such policies and you say that there should not be perceived Christian genocide in the country. Una they play Oriburuku Leshe. The names of the people where they on top of the states where they look so. Now which people are in there on top of them? When people were killed and buried in a mass burial in Benue, the President Buhari there in government house, he no come out, go there. He said tell IG or police to go, IG no go, but him no even remember. In 2016, Deaconess Eunice Olawale, a member of Redeemed Christian Church of God, was butchered in Cuba for doing morning evangelism. The vice president for that administration is a redeemed pastor, Pastor Yemi Oshibajo. What happened? Who was
that he posted on his official Instagram account, talking about everything going on with Donald Trump coming out to make that very particular speech and statement on his account, and how the Nigerian government have reacted even after that. But before we take the opinion and the thoughts of those in the studio, let us take a look at exactly what you are saying, Nigerians are saying on X. Let's have a look.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to continue with the conversation, even as we try to get that displayed for all of us to see. Anyways, let's start with this comment by TT. This person says, funny how President Bola Tinubu once called out former President Jonathan for the exact same thing, and he quoted a particular tweet that Tinubu made years ago in 2014, saying the slaughtering of Christian worshippers is strongly condemnable. It calls to question the competence of Jonathan to protect Nigerians. Now we move over to what Kashami says. He says, let the geopolitics professionals and intellectuals in Nigeria keep worrying about the bigger picture and how America wants to take over Nigeria, while we worry about ensuring that another child in Yelewata does not get raped and killed by terrorists. We move over to Johnson Agariga, who says the Nigerian government is complicit to the genocide going on in Nigeria. Jihadist terrorists move around freely, and the government even offered them amnesty. Yenny says, I've prayed for times like this. America protecting persecuted Christians is something I lost hope in, but here we are. I love this administration. Now, we're going to take a look at the final comment. Temiloluwa says, he should act fast, Abe. They're about to start stealing from my hard-earned money by January. This person is concerned about tax, but I'm going to take a particular tweet by Riley Murray, who says to the government of Nigeria, also tagging the president of Nigeria, saying, President Trump has provided forewarning. If you do not correct the current state of inaction to stop the killing of our brothers and sisters in Christ in your country, the days of the U.S. looking the other way are over. It will never happen on that the President Donald Trump watch. I urge you to cooperate with us in preventing the atrocity that worsens every day. We want your people to live in peace, all of them, especially Christians. The president has been clear. I would not test his resolve. Many have tried and all have failed. We will not allow the gates of hell to prevail against the faithful. Now, these are the thoughts of many Nigerians and even foreigners on this particular matter. Now, if you take a look at what Donald Trump came out to say, that particular statement, it's quite lengthy, and he came out to, in summary, say that he's going to unleash war on Nigeria, on the Nigerian government, if they do not do what they're supposed to do as per protecting its citizens. Now, first of all, I'm going to start with you, Mr. Daniel Sacramento. Let's talk about this from the very beginning, right? Now, even when Buhari came on board, promising to end insecurity in 6 months, 8 years later, the situation got worse. Now, it worsened. What do you think really went wrong? And I'm asking from the point of view on the complacency of the Nigerian government that a lot of people have been accusing them of.
It's been a very unfortunate incident because of the kind of leadership we've been having in this country. You know, this country is a place where we say this, we do the opposite of it. Nigerian religious leaders have caused a lot of issues in this country, fueled by dirty politicians, because you won't call everybody dirty. There are dirty politicians. There are people who unleashed this evil upon Nigerians, you know, because of power, because they want to be in power, because they believe it is their right to be in power. Now, I remember during Jonathan's regime, before he left, there was an imam in a mosque that was arrested because of incitement. What Donald Trump is trying to say is that enough should be enough. Enough in the sense that the Nigerian government should sit up. Enough in as much as he talked about the Christians killing. But when you look at the Christians killing, it is the dirty Islams, not all, because there are still good people in Islam. There are still wonderful people that are there, that are in the Islam, that believe in what the Quran says. There is no time the Quran says we cannot coexist. We've been living in peace in the 80s, in the 70s, till the regime of Buhari came. The Fulanese, the extremists, because he won't call the Islam the problem. It is the extremists who are in there under the guises of Islam are the people perpetrating this act, killing Christians, killing Muslims.
Okay.
It became a religious genocide, because that's what we should target. It's a religious genocide.
So you don't think it's a Christian genocide?
No, I didn't say.
Religious genocide?
No, I didn't say. Trump is a Christian. That's the truth.
He's
Now, he's trying to say it's a religious war. It's a religious genocide, because it's not a war. But the truth about it is that I remember there was a pastor from Equa Church whom we watched the video how he was slaughtered. The little grave was dug and he was put inside it. I was asked to denounce Jesus. He refused, and his head was chopped off.
So you're saying it's a religious genocide, but we have more number of Christians that are being killed, and there is also
that's the angle where I'm going to. I'm trying to balance it. We are all in Nigeria. The truth about the whole thing is because of the failed system. The security system has failed. We have dirty people in rise. People went out to bring in extremists into the country, knowing fully well that we have porous security system.
Now you're saying the dirty system. Sorry to cut you short, sir, but you also said now that Donald Trump is a Christian. Which religion does the president of Nigeria practice?
President of Nigeria does not need to be one particular. When you're a president, hold on. He is an Islam. He's from. He's a Muslim. He's a Muslim. Now the wife is a Christian. So that's why. But normally, when you are a president, you are president of everybody. You are not the president of a particular section.
Because you kept talking about system, I'm saying
now I am coming into the system. No. This problem didn't start during Tinubu. It started even during Obasanjo. That's when this thing started. So the truth about it is that it is because when we're talking about our system, the system is corrupt leaders. There are politicians who went as far as bringing in terrorists to take over the government if Jonathan fails to leave.
Okay, sorry, Sam. I have to also take Ifoma's thoughts as well on the matter.